stuff out of it. Other things at the county, the Antrim County Sheriff, in 2023, we had 588 car gear accidents. In 2024, we had 570, so both years almost 600, almost 2 a day average. Some days in the fall. Last month, Central Lake Township, Torch Lake Township, and Banks Township, they each had 30. So it's one of the main things that our deputies respond to. Medical calls is number one, and car gear accidents is number two. Our deputies in dispatch and our other sheriff's detectives, we gave them a 4% raise this year. They're part of the union, so that was part of the union negotiations that took place. Some questions on that?
Amy.
Good evening.
Amy.
So I wanted to thank all the downtown businesses and the council for use of the pavilion and the EDA and all that for Winter Night. That's always a fun event to take part in. And John and his crew for handling up all the lights and things like that. And Scott and his crew for patrolling. So thank you. So I'm here tonight to just kind of follow up from my attendance at the Law Enforcement Committee, all ordinances. And so I'm going to ask the whole council tonight that I'm asking you to just do something simple, legal, and permanent instead of putting our police millage back on the ballot. In the 19 years that I've been here, we've always been able to fund some, if not all, of the police department through our general fund. And typically it's been our chief Scott. Assessment tax or any extra tax. Since COVID, many communities, but I feel our Central Lake Village and Township have been asked for a lot of taxes in the last 5 years. And our first hit basically getting too tight. I've had to cut several things out of my budget. I expect that my government does the same if they can. When the millage didn't pass this last time, we didn't vote to abolish the police department. We voted no to an extra tax. Believing we can fund it through the general fund, as it has worked for almost 2 decades. State law gives you the authority right now to make that permanent. MCL 141.434 lets you create a dedicated general fund line item for the police. MCL 33.2796 police, and you can lock both in place with 2 one-page ordinance that cost residents 0 new taxes. The ordinances, the sample ordinances that I've submitted, they are model ordinances already passed in Benton Harbor, Gaylord, Coldwater, and many others. Together, they would fund our police department, and keep Scott here, and possibly bring in keep our part-time guy in. Putting the millage back on the ballot, I believe tells every low to moderate income household in the village that their no vote didn't count, and that you're willing to answer you want. That is exactly why people are furious with their government leaders. Please exercise the authority you already have and consider and pass these 2 ordinances according to protocol. And when I mean that, but I think you have to have a public hearing and all that kind of stuff and read the ordinances twice. And end this tax fight once and for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy. Any other public comment?
I just wanted to thank everybody for
helping and making window night happen last week. Santa's elves were really, they were out in full force, and I know a lot of the council contributed to helping for window night, and also the DDA worked with the pavilion and offered them, you and the police department. Thank you, and Allie, thanks for organizing the, Thurston Park decorations. Those look really nice, and we've had a lot of good feedback on them, so I think that next year, more people will, decorate the campsites. Hay rides were a hit, fire truck rides were a hit, Santa and the pizza place was a hit. Lack of hot chocolate, big, huge mistake.
Oh, no.
So,
I heard a lot of feedback of lack of restrooms at window night. And maybe next year we could maybe get ported on or something. This is open. Was it open? Yeah.
Mhm.
Scott, oh, yeah, open.
I put a notice on the door too.
Yeah, some people, I don't know, maybe were not sure if it was open or,
Yeah.
I don't know. But if it was,
Yeah, we'll just have a better communication.
yeah,
Okay.
okay. Yeah, that's good. And I also wanted to thank Ralph's Tree Service.
That's what I forgot to
The community tree is so beautiful, and it's a real tree that we don't have to cut down, and literally right before window night, bless his heart. So that was,
Okay, anybody else, public comment? All right, close public comment. Number 7A, police report. Scott.
Good, thank you. Hopefully everybody had a chance to look at the report. Pretty typical, whatever, slowing down a little bit, but not too much. At the bottom, I made some extra, which is the computer aided shoot, don't shoot type deal things. And then we did some PPCP, which is defensive tactics. So those are requirements that we're required to do by the state. So I've been on the computer training at least, more practical. Finished up the tribal grant, and then number 3 was still working on getting portables, but they are here now, so we didn't get those. We're working on a lot of juvenile complaints with the school. I got Michelle and Rob up to date on those, so that's the other comment there. So, any other questions or? Thank you.
DPW report, Jeff.
Yeah, November's like always a good active month. Finish up flushing, seasonal shut-offs, getting all our bathrooms and park and everything winterized. A lot of seasonal shut-offs. One emergency water shut-off repair last month. So, yeah. Always do monitor well samples. So, yeah, always a good active month. Winter snowplow operation.
Any questions for Jeff? The President's report, I don't have a report to give, but again, I do want to thank Scott and Nick for being around on window night. Their presence is always appreciated. As well as John, Bill, and Chris getting the barricades up and getting all of the lights hung on this building, the pavilion beforehand. And also the plowing that John, Bill, and Chris had to do during the Thanksgiving weekend. I was not here, but I told, again, our roads compared to other look much better. Again, thank you. Deep Law Enforcement Committee, Bill. Anything?
No, we had a special meeting there.
Okay.
And you want a recommendation now?
Correspondence, Ally, do you have any correspondence?
No, not this month.
Number 9, approval of the bill. Approved $81,334.74.
I'll make a motion to approve the bills.
Roll call, please, for spending some money.
Patton,
Yes.
Tyrell,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
Fox,
yes.
Shane, and Drake.
yes.
And then behind those, you can also find a report that shows like all the fund balances that we have. The first page is just the general fund, and then the second page breaks down all the other funds we have. Just for your information.
Thank you. Number 10, old business. We don't have any old business. 11A, police millage renewal on August 2026 ballot. Ally's been working hard, putting together all kinds of documents and spreadsheets. Ally, why don't you take over and kind of enlighten us on what we're looking